Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Full Time Devils. I am Adam McCullough, and we are live. This is the MUFC Transfer Daily. I did say Transfer Daily, didn't I? Now it's not the transfer window. It's not exactly daily, but we do bring you one or two of these videos every single week, and we're back today talking Mario Mandzukic. Now, this was a name that popped up late on in the transfer window, the summer transfer window, and we thought there was a possibility that Manchester United might be in for Mario Mandzukic and might make him our player as a replacement for Romelu Lukaku, who obviously left late on in the transfer window and joined Inter Milan. But now it's popped back up as a potential deal that could happen in January, and these reports that are coming through that Mario Mandzukic wants to slash his transfer demands in half in order to see a move to Manchester United happen. Now, apparently, his wage demands were £300,000 and he's demanding 150k to make the move happen. Now, I'm imagining United probably weren't keen on paying him £300,000 a week anyway. So this could be a brief that's coming out from his agent, from the player himself, to try and make a deal happen, to let United know there's a willingness for a deal to happen on the agent and the player's part. And 150 grand a week for a 33-year-old Croatian. Obviously, he's played a lot of international games for them. He's played a lot of games for Juventus and countless other clubs, Bayern Munich as well. He scores goals regularly, but he's not in the plans at Juventus, and a move away could be the best thing for him. Is it the best thing for Manchester United? We need strikers. We clearly need strikers. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made it clear that he doesn't want to sign players just for signing's sake. He doesn't want to sign players just for the sake of it. And I understand that. But there's also, we need players. We need depth. We need quality. Is Mandzukic of the quality that we need? Well, he would offer us a striker of the like we haven't got. A plan B, a different option. Someone who can play with his back to goal, is a bit more physical than the ones we have, a bit more experience, maybe in terms of seeing games out or when we're chasing a goal or, in rotation. He would be a very good option. 33 years old, obviously his best years are likely behind him. On a 6-month, 12-month, 18-month deal, it's a move that possibly, if you can get the wages right and the £10 million fee, makes total sense for Manchester United. We've seen short-term deals on strikers in the past. Obviously, we interviewed Henrik Larsson, and Henrik Larsson was a different quality of striker, a different level of striker. But Mario Mandzukic regularly scores goals, regularly hits double figures. He's played for some big clubs, so he knows the demands that are out there. Obviously, we're in the Europa League, so he could possibly come in and provide us an outlet there as well if we're still in that competition in January. So it's a move that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, you don't want to be bringing a player in that in 6 months' time is just going to be, part of the squad, another bit of dead wood that you don't want around. If he's going to come in, you're hoping his attitude's spot on, he's great around the other players, because they need an experienced head around them as well. The likes of Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, just to take a little bit of the pressure off them. So Mandzukic to United, it makes sense. Will it happen? I'm not too sure. Obviously, United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've kind of made it clear that we are going to make moves in the next couple of transfer windows, although we've heard that an awful lot, and nothing's ever transpired. With the Euros coming up, though, and players that aren't playing in their teams, they're going to want to be playing. They're going to want to get minutes, and I can see a fair few players looking for moves in January with the Euro in mind and wanting to be in their international sides, and maybe Mandzukic is one of those, and this is another one of them. Please, in terms of his agent putting it out there that they just want 150 grand a week. Is he worth 150 grand a week? Probably in this day and age, when you're looking at the age of him, he's not worth 300 grand a week, that's for sure. And I'm sure United wouldn't be interested in doing that. But 150 grand a week, £10 million. There's probably not many strikers out there that would offer what he does in that price range and that are available in January. So it's possibly one that makes too much sense for it to happen. Nevertheless, it is one of the rumours that keeps popping up as we approach that January transfer window. What are you guys saying about this? How are you thinking about this? Do you want to see Mandzukic come in at Manchester United? Get your comments in those comments below. Make sure you're liking the video and subscribing to Full Time Devils as well. Harry in the comments says Callum Wilson in. Van Persie version 2, says Cogsy. Who are you talking about there, mate? You can't be talking about Mandzukic, surely. What's going on with James Maddison and Jadon Sancho, says Geordie. Ornstein reported recently that he had heard from different parties, so parties associated with United, Leicester, and with the player, that there seemed to be potential for a move to happen in the next 12 months. Obviously, though, he's going to gain interest from a lot of players, from a lot of clubs, is James Maddison. He's going to have the likes of Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool potentially interested in him. So we're going to have competition for his signature. Now he likes United. It's quite clear. He's a United fan, so that may be working in our favour. But players want to play in the Champions League. Players want to play for the big trophies. And if we're not doing that, or we're not showing signs that we're progressing towards that, then players aren't going to join us. And I think maybe James Maddison is more likely to join us than the other chap you asked about, who is Jadon Sancho, without Champions League football. And if we don't have Champions League football, I can't see how Jadon Sancho would want to come in. But then these are young players, and if you're showing signs of progression, and Rashford, Martial are improving and getting better, Pogba's still around, that defense is strong. If you're selling like to these kind of players that you're coming in, you're gonna be helping us, get to that level, and you can be the stars that make that happen, then maybe there's one or two younger players that would jump at the opportunity to do that. But a lot of it more experienced players, and if we are looking for players, they're going to want Champions League football straight away. They're going to want it. They're not going to want to wait around. And if there's competition out there for their signature, United are going to have to either pay them more money, pay a higher fee, or whatever. And it seems United are trying to move away from doing that, which is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do, but with so much money around in the transfer market these days, it's going to be difficult to sign players. The Croatian crouch, somebody else commented in the comments as well. Who said that? Let me find who said that. Ilya said that. He's a regular on Full Time Devils. Who'll do us to the end of the season, says Mr. Kaka Neri. Real Madrid wants Sancho, says Jarl. Okay. Go and get Kane from Spurs, like Keane said, says Ashley. I actually think, you can think a lot of things if Sir Alex Ferguson stayed, but I do think if Sir Alex Ferguson stayed at Manchester United, Harry Kane would have already been a Manchester United player. After his first season, when he scored 20-30 goals, Fergie would have been like, right, that's my man, I'm getting him in, and he would have built a team around that. Obviously, we don't have Fergie anymore. We can't use that to attract players, but I think that would have happened. I really do. Zlatan on loan, says Dulha. I wouldn't like to see us go towards a Zlatan loan move, and I'll tell you why I wouldn't like to see that. It's because it kind of signifies a backward step. Now, I'd be all for the foolishness. I'd be all for singing 6'5", hardest foot. I'd be all for singing Zlatan's song. I'd be all for having him back at the club, and his experience and his attitude is something that can lift the team. But realistically, he suffered a massive injury when he left the club. Years have passed now, and he's not going to have got any better. He's got older. He's playing in the MLS, which isn't the Premier League. Granted, it has improved and it has got more competitive and it's got better, but I don't think he could cut it for United anymore. And I don't want to see a player come in here and just stinking the place out again. Big wages, big name. So I don't think that one should signify a backward step. He left because he was injured. He left for the MLS. He left because we didn't seem it necessary probably to give him a big contract and keep him at the club. So why would we now go back to him? Doesn't make sense, that. Timo Werner said he'd only go to United or Liverpool, and playing in England is a dream. That would be a good one, wouldn't it, Ronan? I'd love James Maddison, ladders. I know Kai Havertz is a fantastic player. Scores a lot of goals against me on FIFA Ultimate Team, the little bastard. But I want James Maddison. I'd love us to get James Maddison, Jadon Sancho, another central midfielder, DM. Get that in and see where we go from there. Get a backup striker. And I think we'd be in a much better position. Then you need a few squad players to be added in there. Your younger players to get better. You can see what Ollie's trying to do, and I think if he had the windows, we'd see a much better team. You need to get the results though, and without the results, you don't get that time. We are talking though for you guys that are joining us late here on Full Time Devils about Mario Mandzukic and the potential of him joining Manchester United in the January transfer window. And there's loads of reports, literally everybody has reported on it in the last 12 to 18 hours, saying Mario Mandzukic has slashed his wage demands in half to 150k. So that means he wanted 300k if this is true. And that, quite frankly, is unbelievable for a 33-year-old who has a back end of his career. But apparently he's slashed his wage demands to 150 grand a week. £10 million transfer fee rumoured for him. Will he be joining Manchester United in January? Would United seemingly need a striker to provide competition and backup to the likes of Martial and Rashford and Greenwood? And to be fair, we don't even have 3 strikers when you think about it. We have 2. We have Martial and Greenwood. Because when Martial plays and Martial plays up front, Marcus Rashford also plays. If we're playing our strongest team, Marcus Rashford plays as the left forward or the left winger. So we don't really have 2 strikers. If you said we'd had 2 strikers, you'd think one of them's on the bench, potential to come on, but we don't. You know what I mean? So it's a bit mad. When one gets injured, we've got one. Naeem says, I don't mind Mandzukic, but only until the end of the season. He gets game time and we have a backup striker until next summer. We need an established right winger right now, says Billy T. I would get him for 150 grand a week. It's not bad. He puts goals in the net, says Don 24k. Bruno is the best deal we can ever get. Werner, man, he would fit Ollie's plans, says Mohammed. Is he going to leave in January though? That one is seemingly unlikely. So what are you thinking, guys? Should Mario Mandzukic, or will Mario Mandzukic be a United player in the January transfer window, or do you think this is all bull? Now, we have got so much content coming your way this week. You just, as you can see below my face, it says there's a Q&A tonight where I answered some of your questions. We asked for some of your questions on Twitter and on the YouTube community section. We got your questions in. I answered some of them. Sorry if I didn't answer them, but I answered loads on sort of January transfer signings, a potential Saudi Arabian takeover, etc, etc. So that video is dropping at 6 p.m. So make sure you're hitting that notifications button so you get the notification when that video drops. Also today, the Partizan Belgrade preview dropped as well. The podcast dropped on Spotify, Audio Boom, SoundCloud and iTunes. The video drops tomorrow. And then we've of course got match reaction, watch along stuff from Partizan Belgrade, fan cams, all that good stuff as well. So we've got a very busy week coming up here on Full Time Devils, and that's with Norwich at the weekend. So it begins again with the whole preview, tactical preview on the FTD Premium, live watch along, fan cams, reaction, all that stuff. So make sure you're pressing the subscribe button and subscribing to Full Time Devils, liking, commenting, sharing, and letting us know your feelings in the comments below on this video, as Mario Mandzukic is linked with Manchester United and continues to be linked with Manchester United. David Brooks for right wing, says Chris Pope. Would you be happy with Werner? I'd be happy with signing him. He's a talented player. He's going to get better, but I don't think it's a realistic one, really. I think he may stay in Germany. Martial, Werner, Sancho or Mbappe, says we're not going to get Mbappe, are we? Come on, let's stop dreaming. Lingard and Fred need to go to Watford, says Harry. Talking about Jesse Lingard is available for the next game. He's been in training today. Mini is there saying, let's go Makola TV. And when this video is finished, I'm going to go and grab a coffee, freshen up a little bit, and I'm going live at 3:30 for my Partizan Belgrade preview on Adam Makola TV. The link to my channel is in the description as well, and you can subscribe to that channel and get my preview when we go live in 15 minutes. We're going 15 minutes time, we're going live there. But this has been the MUFC Transfer Daily Live with all things Mario Mandzukic. Remember, keep it locked for the 6 p.m. Q&A, and if you want more live action from me, then head over to my channel at 3:30. The link's in the description, and I'll see you there. See you later.